it's Miss Salzek here, and to kick off summer break, I'm going to read one last book to you that I think really incorporates all the great things about summer and all the amazing things that you can do. And I also just really love this book, and it's one of my favorite books that I've read this year so far. And it's called The Summer Nick Taught His Cats to Read. So Nick has two cats, Vern and Stevenson. I love those names. And they do everything together except read, because cats can't read, right? So Nick has an idea. He's going to teach Vern and Stevenson to read too. But will he be able to teach cats how to read? Do you think he can teach a cat how to read? It'd be pretty amazing, wouldn't it? Can the cats learn how to read? Let's find out. The Summer Nick Taught His Cats to Read by Curtis Manley and Kate Berube. Nick had two cats, Vern and Stevenson. They spent summers doing everything together. But when Nick sat down with a book, the cats had their own ideas. So Nick decided to teach them to read. He started with easy words. Ball, said Nick, B-A-L-L. But the cats just wanted to play. At lunchtime, Nick pointed at the word food. The cats ignored him. Wake up, said Nick after they fell asleep. This is no time for an N-A-P, nap. His cats did not like that at all. So Nick made new flashcards, and Vern got interested. But not Stevenson. Stevenson just said "Murp" and crawled under the bed. Nick loves to read, right? It's one of his favorite things to do during the summer. It's one of my favorite things to do during the summer too. And because he loves to spend the summer with Vern and Stevenson, and they do everything else together, like go in the pool, even though it doesn't look like Stevenson likes that too much, camp at night, ride bicycles, Nick figures, well, why can't we read together too? We do everything else together. So Nick wants to teach the cats how to read, and they are not interested, are they? Vern just likes to lay on the books, and Stevenson likes to sit and bathe on the books, right? But finally, Nick has an idea that he'll use flashcards with words that the cats like. Like his first flashcard is ball, B-A-L-L, because he knows Vern and Stevenson love to play with the ball. And then his next one is food, F-O-O-D, because he knows that they love to eat. And then finally there's one called nap, N-A-P, because all kitties love to nap, right? And is it working? Well, it's working with Vern. He's getting a little interested, especially when Nick comes up with a flashcard with fish on it, F-I-S-H. So Vern is slowly getting interested in learning how to read, but Stevenson is definitely not. Nick tried nursery rhymes next. When he read Three Little Kittens, Vern searched everywhere for mittens, but not Stevenson. Then Nick read his favorite books to Vern, who liked stories about cats and stories about fish. Vern loved fish. He followed along as Nick read, learning the sounds of the letters. Vern practiced on his own, over and over, even after Nick went to bed. Soon, he was reading new stories all by himself. The next morning, Nick tried once more. F-I-S-H. See? Fish. Vern loves that word, don't you? But Stevenson said, meow, and ran under the porch. He hissed at Nick and Vern. Vern got his own library card. and borrowed so many books that Nick could hardly carry them home. When they discovered a story they both liked, they acted out their favorite scenes. They dug up fish fossils in the flower bed. They bounced across the surface of the moon. It was fun, but it would have been more fun with Stevenson. So Nick continues to pique Vern's interest in reading by finding books that he thinks Vern will enjoy, right? He finds a book about fish, because Vern loves to eat fish. And then he goes to the library, the best place on earth, and finds more books that Vern is really, really interested in. And they start acting out the stories that they read. So they dug up fish fossils and they bounced across the moon because those are the stories that they read about. But unfortunately, Stevenson has just not been interested in any of these stories, and he continues to resist learning how to read. He does not want to do it. Do you think Vern and Nick will find the perfect story for Stevenson to get interested in? Then Vern discovered a treasure under the bed, a great stack of Stevenson's pirate drawings. Wow, Nick whispered. Stevenson drew a story. We should write the words, said Nick. Vern helped. When they were done, they squeezed under the porch, gave Stevenson an eye patch, and read The Tale of One-Eyed Stevenson and the Pirate Gold. Stevenson listened and followed along. He didn't run away or hiss, not even once. So Nick and Vern took him to the library to find more books. Pirates A to Z. The next morning, when Nick woke up, Stevenson already had his whiskers in a book. When Vern and Nick needed help fighting pirates, Stevenson found a sword or two. Welcome aboard, matey, Nick yelled. Step lively. Nick and Vern rounded up 2 scurvy mutineers, and Stevenson held them at bay. Then Nick and Vern climbed the mast and looked out over Treasure Island. When Nick yelled, "Land ho!" Stevenson was right there with them. Then they all hurried down and waded ashore, and it was Stevenson who found the buried treasure. Now Nick and his cats hunt for dinosaurs in the lost world behind the garden. They race around the yard in 80 seconds. They journey to the center of the basement. Sometimes Vern and Stevenson curl up with their own books, and sometimes Nick reads to them while they close their eyes and purr. But Nick also likes it when someone reads to him. Maybe I should teach you how to speak, he says to the cats. How hard could that be? Meow, says Stevenson. So what did it take for Nick to get Stevenson interested in reading? It takes what it takes a lot of us to get interested in reading, right? They had to find the perfect book for Stevenson. And they did that because they found Stevenson's drawings under the bed. And what were the drawings of? A pirate adventure, remember? So Nick and Vern write a book about pirates and they get Stevenson interested in it. And I love when he wears his eye patch. And then they take Stevenson to the library and find tons of books on pirates. See, it says Pirates A to Z. And all of these books are about pirates. Yo-ho-ho, and Arg, and Walk the Plank. All of those are book titles. So Stevenson has gotten really interested because he loves pirates, and that's what gets him learning how to read. And soon, he's reading books all by himself, right? So all it took was knowing what Stevenson wanted to read about, and it was the same with Vern, and then going to the library and finding books on it. That can change your life. So not only did they have tons of adventures together during the summer, but they were also able to read tons of amazing stories together. And then in the end, because Nick still loves having stories read to him too, so do I. And he decides that it would be best if Vern and Stevenson learn how to read so they can, or talk, so they can read stories aloud to Nick. But of course, it looks like for now, Stevenson is not interested in that at all. But I hope you, my friends, find some amazing books to read this summer, get really interested in a topic, go to the library, go online, go on Epic, to all of our ebook collections that we have, and find some amazing books to read. And I can't wait to hear all about the books you read this summer when we get back to school in August. And I hope you find some amazing ones that change your life. I know I will. So I'll see you very, very soon. I'll be thinking about you. Read lots of books. Go find some. And if you need help finding them, give me an email. Contact me through Dojo. Tell your parents to get in touch with me, and I'll do my best to help you find some good books. Because there's nothing better than to spend your summer reading amazing stories. I'll see you soon, Eagles.